Before kings feared his armies, before empires collapsed beneath his march, there was a boy with a dream too large for the world. His name was Alexander the Great, and before the age of 32, he conquered what others could not imagine. In 356 BC, in Pella, a child was born beneath omens of fire and thunder. Some believed he was destined for kingship, others whispered he was born for something greater. He was son of Philip II of Macedon, student of Aristotle. He was taught philosophy, but drawn toward war. Then came the horse no man could tame, a beast of fury. Kingsmen failed, warriors failed, but the boy approached. He turned the horse toward the sun, saw what others missed. It feared its shadow, and in that moment, legend began. At 20, his father was dead, the throne unstable, enemies rising, most kingdoms would fracture. Alexander marched, not to survive, to dominate, at the river Granicus, his first great war. Persia waited. Veterans, numbers beyond reason. His generals urged caution. Alexander chose attack, because legends are never born in safety. Then came Battle of Issus, where one king faced another. Darius III commanded an empire. Alexander commanded destiny. Steel roared, earth shook, and Persia began to fall. But some cities do not surrender. They challenge immortality. Tyre stood in the sea, unreachable, impossible. Alexander did what impossible men do. He built a road across water and marched war over the ocean. Then came the battle that changed history. Battle of Gaugamela. Empires met, worlds collided, and Alexander became more than king. He became legend. In Egypt, they did not resist him. They crowned him. A conqueror became pharaoh, and in sand, he founded eternity. Alexandria. But in India, he met something his armies had never seen. War elephants, thunder with tusks, living fortresses, and once more, Alexander charged. Voice. The battle was over, but the war was not. Darius fled. An empire shattered does not fall in a single day. Alexander did not celebrate. He pursued, because victory means nothing until it is absolute. Then he entered Babylon, not as a destroyer, but as a king. The gates opened, the people bowed, gold filled his hands, but power filled his mind. He was no longer invading Persia, he was becoming it. In the heart of Persia, he claimed the title, King of Asia, not earned by bloodline, but by conquest. And with that, his ambition changed. He no longer wanted to defeat the world, he wanted to rule it, but power demands loyalty, and loyalty is never guaranteed. Conspiracies whispered in the dark, friends became threats, and Alexander began to change. Mercy faded, suspicion grew, and blood was no longer reserved for enemies. Then came a moment that would echo through history. Persepolis, the jewel of Persia, its palaces, its treasures, its legacy, all of it set on fire. Some say it was revenge, others say it was a warning. But in the flames, something else burned. The line between conqueror and destroyer. Darius III, the last king of Persia, was no longer fleeing armies. He was fleeing fate, betrayed by his own men, abandoned, dying alone. Alexander arrived too late. He did not kill Darius, but he claimed his empire, and with it, his destiny grew darker. By now, there was nothing left to conquer in Persia. No armies, no kings, no resistance, only horizon. And beyond it, the unknown. Most men would stop. Alexander never did. Beyond Persia, beyond the lands he had broken, lay India, a world unknown. Rivers wider than imagination, forests that swallowed armies, and kings who did not fear him. For the first time, Alexander was not expected. Then came the rain, not a storm, but a season. Relentless, endless, mud swallowed men, armor became weight, morale began to drown, nature itself was at war with them. And then they met a king, Porus. He did not run, he did not kneel, he waited with an army and something far more terrifying. War elephants, living towers of muscle and steel, horses panicked, men froze, the ground trembled. This was not a battle they understood. This was something else. At the river Hydaspes, Alexander did what he always did, the impossible. He crossed in darkness, struck where none expected, adapted, fought, endured, and somehow won. But this victory felt different. Porus was defeated, but not broken. When asked how he wished to be treated, he answered, like a king. And for the first time in years, Alexander did not destroy, he respected, because even conquerors recognize greatness. But his army had seen enough. Years of war, thousands of miles, endless battles, endless death, and ahead, more India, more unknown, more war. They did not fear the enemy anymore. They feared never going home. Then they refused, not quietly, not respectfully. They stood, agay. And so he did the unthinkable. He turned back, not defeated by kings, not defeated by armies, but by men who could no longer follow. History would call him undefeated, but this was something else. Not a loss of battle, but a loss of control. And from this moment on, Alexander was no longer chasing the world. He was chasing something he could never conquer again. He returned, not as a conqueror, but as something more dangerous, a man who believed there was nothing left to stop him. Babylon opened its gates once more, but this time it did not welcome him. It waited. Before his death, there were signs, strange ones, birds falling from the sky, prophets whispering warnings, dreams that refused to be ignored. But Alexander did not believe in fear. Then came the night, a feast, wine poured endlessly, victory celebrated as if it would never end. But somewhere in that night, something changed, a pain, sharp, sudden, unforgiving. The pain did not leave, it grew day by day. His body, the body that had crossed continents, began to fail him. Fever burned, strength faded, and the man who never stopped moving could no longer stand. Some said it was poison, a plot, a betrayal. Others said no man could outrun death forever. And this was simply the end, but no one knew, and no one ever would. Days passed, his voice grew quiet. His generals gathered, waiting, watching. A world held its breath, because if Alexander could die, then nothing was invincible. They asked him, "To whom do you leave your empire?" And with the last of his strength, he answered, "To the strongest." In that moment, he did not pass on a kingdom. He unleashed a war. At 32, he died. Not in battle, not in glory, but in a room far from the world he had conquered. And just like that, the unstoppable stopped. And then everything fell apart. No heir, no plan, no unity. His generals, once loyal, turned on each other. The empire he built began to break before his body was even cold. He had been called divine, unstoppable, chosen, but in the end he died like all men do. And the question remained, was he a god who became human, or a human who tried to become a god?